Death clearly played a major role in the Harry Potter series, and many of our favourite characters were heart-wrenchingly torn from our grasp when there are equally as many characters that were so treacherous and hated that we wish they had died instead. Here are the 8 characters in the Harry Potter series that we wish had died instead. Number 8. Arthur Weasley. We don't personally have anything against Arthur Weasley, how could we? He was a great father and family man who had a specific proclivity towards all things Muggle. But, and there is a big but here, this man was allowed to live so that characters like Remus Lupin and Sirius Black could die. I don't know about you, but I certainly wish that Arthur Weasley had been killed so that the likes of people like Sirius could survive. Sure, Arthur's death would have been sad, but I don't think it would have been nearly as heartbreaking as the other father figures in Harry's life. Number 7. Cornelius Fudge. As the Minister for Magic for most of Harry's time at Hogwarts, Cornelius Fudge only cares about how he is perceived in a job that is, quite frankly, over his head. He sends poor Hagrid to Azkaban for heaven's sake, just so it looks like he is actually doing something when the Chamber of Secrets is opened. Nobody puts Hagrid in a hellish prison and gets away with it. Then we have the whole Voldemort situation, and Fudge is as stubborn as he can be about it. He refuses to admit that the evil wizard is back because that would mean the end of the Ministry as he knows it. What does he do instead? He starts a smear campaign to try to discredit Harry and Dumbledore in the Daily Prophet and puts the horrible Dolores Umbridge in charge at Hogwarts. Imagine if he had actually spent the time after the events of the Goblet of Fire trying to put a stop to Voldemort. Yet when Fudge can no longer keep up the ruse after seeing Voldemort for himself, the Wizarding World cries foul, and Fudge is replaced. Number 6. Gilderoy Lockhart. Talk about being self-centered, Gilderoy Lockhart takes the cake, gaining celebrity status in the Wizarding World for writing books about his many encounters with dark creatures. Lockhart loves to shine in the spotlight, except he is a total sham and has zero experience dealing with anything more than a memory charm. The truth about Lockhart is that he is willing to do anything to ensure that his interests are always number one, whether that means wiping memories or letting other wizards die for his own selfish needs. Number 5. Rita Skeeter. As the gossip reporter for the Daily Prophet, Rita Skeeter's style of writing actually encapsulates the phrase fake news. She's completely despicable with her poison pen articles based on false information and interviews in which she only reports what she wants to hear. Naturally, she makes up all kinds of things about the boy who lived after interviewing him for the Triwizard Tournament. She perfected her unregistered animagus ability to turn into a beetle so she could sneak into places and listen in on private conversations, which she later exaggerates and exploits in her massively popular articles. Rita is also known for her unauthorized biographies of people like Dumbledore, who characterized her writing as enchantingly nasty. Number 4. Lucius Malfoy. By far the most intimidating coward you will ever meet, there's pretty much nothing to like about Lucius Malfoy. Besides being condescending, conniving, and cruel to his house elf Dobby, he is also a weak coward. The fact that he won't stand up to Lord Voldemort for using his son Draco to try and kill Dumbledore is completely awful. He doesn't even give Draco any guidance. That would be Snape, by the way. Lucius is just a coward and a terrible father. No wonder Draco acted the way he did. Thank goodness for Draco's mother Narcissa, who is the one to finally put her foot down and walk away from the evil, with her family in tow. Number 3. The Dursleys. Harry's dim-witted cousin Dudley Dursley certainly isn't the only one to bully the boy who lived throughout the series, but he's probably the worst. Taking cues from his abusive parents, Dudley mostly uses Harry as a punching bag. Dudley is also an insufferable, spoiled brat, allowed to indulge in just about anything he wants. Yeah, the kid's a real winner. We know that Harry's awful aunt and uncle are Harry's protection against those pesky Death Eaters, but couldn't our hero's first years have been a little more pleasant? Thanks, Dumbledore. Petunia hates the fact that her dead sister Lily turned out to be a witch, and Petunia thinks she was a freak and treats Harry just the same. Vernon, perhaps the worst of the Dursleys, resents the fact that they have to look after Petunia's weird nephew, and does everything in his power to make Harry's life miserable, including shoving him into a tiny space under the stairs. And boy, do they lose it when Harry's magical ability becomes apparent. They really do give Muggles a bad name. Number 2. The Carrows. What happens when Lord Voldemort takes control of Hogwarts? The Carrows. These sadistic, hot-tempered siblings took over teaching what used to be Defense Against the Dark Arts and turned it into just the Dark Arts. They were so vile during their stormy term at Hogwarts in 1997 that they prompted Harry Potter to employ the dreaded Cruciatus Curse to keep Amicus at bay after he spat in McGonagall's face. They would even get the students to practice the unforgivable curses on one another, completely apprehensible. Alecto, the equally terrible sister, was just as horrible at Hogwarts, attacking students like Neville Longbottom, for no apparent reason. Just another way to wield their power over everyone else. Number 1. Dolores Umbridge. Oh my, Potter. Why was this horrendous woman allowed to live whilst others died? At least other dark wizards like Voldemort are honest about their evil tendencies, and don't pretend to be good. Umbridge truly is the most despicable character in the entire series, and the sole reason that made the Order of the Phoenix a painful reading experience. If only Grawp had crushed her, that would have been a happy day for everyone. How can anyone not truly despise this odious woman? There's a special level of hell waiting for Dolores Umbridge in her perfect pink wool suits, pillbox hats and cute kitten plates on her office wall, hiding a truly sadistic soul who revels in cruel and abusive punishment for those who oppose her. Seriously, the pen that carves words into your skin when you use it? That's just messed up. Talk about child abuse. But her absolute most annoying trait has got to be that quiet tick. The one she uses whenever she wants to be heard or is making a point. Umbridge's undoing as she is being dragged away by centaurs in the Forbidden Forest is definitely the most satisfying end to a villain. If only that had been her fitting end. So, who was your most hated character that you wish had died in the Harry Potter series? Everybody's got one.